Welcome again to this video, and today we are tackling a very interesting question that most people find themselves asking: the fear of public speaking. How can we turn the fear into a strength? We are going to share some insights on how you can be able to turn that fear of public speaking into a strength, and even get to discuss, first of all, whether it is actually a disorder or whatever it is that fear of public speaking is all about. As usual, my name is Mary, and again, I'm glad to be joined by Godfrey in this conversation. Thank you, Godfrey, for joining.
Glad to be here, Mary.
Yes. Whenever public speaking is mentioned, there's quite a number of people who struggle with the fear or the anxiety, and they keep asking, how can they turn it into strength? But even before we get into that, is it a disorder, the fear of public speaking?
Interesting question, Mary, because yes, people who experience this fear of public speaking, numbers are huge. Globally, it's said to be between 70 to 75% that people experience this fear. Now, again, of those who experience this fear, it varies. There are those, this fear is just too much, to the extent that some have considered medication. People have gone to hospital. In our classes, people do come forth and share with us that they had to seek medication. They were given some steroids or some medication that could work on the brain in terms of managing anxiety. So it is not a disorder per se, because this is just a skill that you don't have. So we cannot call lack of a skill a disorder. Because this is something you can learn and overcome. Yes.
Great, interesting. Now, I am having the fear of public speaking, and perhaps as a professional, they could be feeling that it's so heavy on them. How can we be able to turn this fear into strength?
A few tips on that, Mary. Number one is accept that, yes, this is a common phenomenon among many human beings. You are not an exception. So just accept that it's a confirmation that I'm a human being. And the more you embrace this fear, the more you start to work on it. Because if you're fighting it, then on the stage you'll be concentrating on the fear as opposed to the message. Yeah, that's number one. Number two is you can also leverage on the same fear to inform now your preparation. That because I know I have this fear, I must prepare thoroughly. I must research. I must practice. Practice a couple of times before the D-Day, before the actual presentation. That's number two. Number three is apply what we call cognitive reappraisal. What does this mean? This is where you don't look at it with a pessimist angle. You look at it from a positive evaluation in terms of what else that is making me to be afraid. Maybe it's because I'm concerned with doing a good job. I'm keen on delivering a good speech. So don't view the fear as what is drawing you away from the stage, but rather the concern that I need to do a good job, and that is why I'm just afraid. So appreciate that at least you're concerned about your own performance. And lastly, develop empathy through vulnerability. What do I mean by this? Accept that when you have this fear and you identify others with the same fear, that you will feel safe, you will feel you're in a safe space, you will feel appreciated because now we are authentic, you're not pretending, you're not trying to please anybody, you're not afraid of what they will say about your lack of proper speaking. So this helps us to be in a space to learn and practice and just improve on ourselves. Yes. Yeah,
because you feel like you're in a safe environment.
Exactly. And maybe, before I forget, Mary, also when you're presenting, focus on the message, not on yourself. Yes. Because focusing on yourself now, you begin to be more cautious. What am I pronouncing? How am I pronouncing it? What am I saying? Am I still making sense? As opposed to just focusing on the message. This was the message I wanted to deliver to my audience. Have I delivered? Yes.
So that you don't become so hard on yourself.
Exactly.
Interesting. Now, how does a formal training, because I know training really comes in handy in being able to overcome the fear, how does the formal training help to overcome this fear of public speaking or even anxiety?
As I said, Mary, this is a skill. If you're struggling with the fear of public speaking, you're only lacking the skill. There's no major problem with you. So formal trainings do help in the sense that, like any other skill, people go to school to become professional accountants. They go to school to become medics. So you can go to school and learn public speaking. I know there are not so many schools offering this. Corporate staffing, we are one of the pioneers in this space. So we do offer a 9 weeks course whereby we work with you from understanding why are you struggling with presentations? Why are you struggling with impromptu speeches?
Why do you feel the fear?
Yeah, why do you feel the nervousness? Why do you go blank? Understanding the why. Of course, we journey together to now understand how are you supposed to deliver it? How are you supposed to handle it? And of course, from there, we go all the way to handling PowerPoint, to handling impromptu speeches. And of course, with a lot of practice, and definitely one must get better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Practice, as you keep mentioning, is very important.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty with the 9 weeks program, because
Exactly.
it's 90% practice.
Exactly.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Welcome, Mary.
The fear of public speaking, indeed, it is not a disorder. It is just a skill that you can be able to learn and master and become very good at it. And that is why we encourage you to join the so many other professionals who have already signed up for our upcoming cohort, or rather intake, for public speaking and presentation skills training. And we look forward to work with you this journey. As Godfrey has mentioned, up to about 75 to 80% of people globally are suffering from this fear, which we normally refer to as glossophobia. And the beauty is that you can actually be able to learn or to master how to manage and overcome the fear. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.